So I had no intention of watching the inauguration today. I'm not going to watch any of the festivities. I may catch some articles as they pop up online about things go on if something major happens. But I happened to be out and about today doing something, and I was somewhere where there was a TV and the inauguration was on. I saw about 10 minutes of the festivities ahead of the inauguration, and something struck me as they were covering it. This was the NBC broadcast. Um, they were covering both the rotunda and the arena at the same time. And then as they were showing different people on screen from the rotunda, it was like I was at a sporting event or a wrestling event. When it was a Republican, for the most part, it was all cheers and louder cheers, of course, for the Trump family. When it was a Democrat, specifically the Clintons and former President Barack Obama, nothing but a loud chorus of boos coming from the arena, not so much from the rotunda. Um, the people in the rotunda were mostly politicians and people who are Washington insiders who knew that this is what you do at an inauguration. The previous president shows up, you show them a little bit of respect for the fact that they had the office, and while you may disagree with them politically, they're there out of respect. You show them a little respect. And that's the difference between the politicians and the MAGA voters. MAGA voters treat this like sports, like wrestling. They cheer their guy, they boo everybody else, and if you're not on their team, you suck. And I think after Donald Trump is gone, they are going to have a problem because they're not going to be able to capture that same feel with anybody else. Using a wrestling analogy, it's like in the early 90s when Diesel and Razor Ramon left the WWF to go to WCW, and they brought in two wrestlers to be those characters. Everybody knew they weren't the same thing, and it didn't catch fire. That's what's going to happen when Donald Trump goes away. When he's finally out of power, whether that be through whatever happens. When he's finally out of politics, the next person's going to try to imitate him and fail because they're not Trump. And they're not going to appeal to that same voter base. And I think after Trump is gone, we're going to get that sports-like mentality out of politics again, and we're going to go back to politics being boring, where it's more civil and polite, at least a little bit. We just got to wait until Donald Trump is out of office. The clock is ticking.